Welcome back to Astro Colony. This is Hybridsteel, and today we're going to be absolutely messing around with a lot of things because I need to get this platform ready for, well, everything. First off, I want to give a massive shout out to Terry Gaming for sponsoring this, so thank you very much there. Hopefully we can do this again sometime, but let's get into this video. So, I've got a lot of sorting out to do. First off, we bought in this other planetoid because it's got iron ore on it, and iron ore is something I really need right now because everything runs on iron. Because we don't have any other elements that we need, but there we go, that's just one thing. Secondly, manufacturing stuff. We're manufacturing plates so we can make more conveyor belts and making the station bigger, and now I need the other thing. It's the where is it? Jumping doesn't get me anywhere. Right, okay, I need that one, the manufacturer. The manufacturer links onto this plant so we can actually make different stuff. So it takes the plates that we were making and turns them into wire, which means we can make more wire and more bits and pieces and another process in the chain of automation, which is all good. Now, what I need to do is I need to figure out how to make everything a bit bigger, but that's going to take time. And then what we now have to do is work on this hydrogen. Now hydrogen plugs into that water container. In order to get that out of here, I need to work on the foundation level, because if we can put all the cables underground, this makes life a little bit easier, and we should be able to do it now. There we go. Sorry, I knew it was just about to happen because I saw how much science went through. Now what we can actually do is we can put all of our cables underneath, take the foundations out and bury all our cables, squeeze everything together and make sure everything looks a little bit better. Also, we can get lots of depth, not have to mess around with it too much. So all of these cables, you can see, all have to go under the platform, which actually isn't too bad. It's going to look a little bit like this. The reason why they're there is because that was a single layer that I put on. Now I've got the ability to actually put that through my double layer, and this means I can take it all apart and make it look smarter. The downside to this is it takes a little bit of time, so I'm going to have to do that like now, really. On the plus side, everything just squeezes together and makes it look nicer. Next in the grand scheme of things is the automated miners. Obviously they are automated, but I do need to make more room. This square over here needs to be filled in so we can fit more of them in. The reason why I need more is because, well, I need more stuff. And if I've got more stuff, that means I can create more stuff and more automation for the greater good. The greater good! And then from that point, we should be completely fine. Now if it's not, I'm going to have to mess around with some bits and pieces and get things flowing, but this just means I've just got to work on everything and make it all work. And that's just the downside to this game. Have to make it work, have to do everything properly, and genuinely have to do it like in my brain as well, because my brain tells me everything so far is wrong and it all looks a little bit messy. The only downside to having like a proper reshuffle is trying to work out where everything's going to go. Now I know there's going to be a lot more stuff happening, and I'm just trying to sort of plan ahead at the same time. So I've just got this to do, I've got that to do, I've got to try and wham it all into there together, and at the same time I've got to learn how to expand out my whole raft as well and just make it more livable, I suppose. And at some point I've got to bring people on, so I've got to make it better for them as well. So at the end of the day, I've got a lot of faffing around to do, and well, that can all be done in just the click of a finger, really, can't it? And welcome back to the revamp. As you can see, all the wires have gone. They're all under the platform and everything's been moved around. The downside, and I have a real problem, is power. Power is eluding me right now, and it's all because everything's running off of one power plant, and that sort of sucks a bit. Also, my drill stopped working, so I've got to put more... No, I genuinely think it stopped working, which means this is out of ore. I'll have to do the rest by hand because the drill's a little bit, well, weird. You know, at the end of the day, it doesn't work 100% properly at the moment. I want one of the really big ones to take out everything, but I can't do that. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to move this around. So I'm going to have to remove the cables first, move the drill first, move it back a little bit, and then we're going to take out the rest of the ore. Those bits in the corner I don't think are going to come out on a drill because, well, it doesn't reach that far out, so I'll have to do that by hand. On the plus side, it gives me something better to do, which is quite nice at the same time. Alright, let me just put the miner down here-ish. It should get the last bit of iron, and the bit down in the corner I'll have to get. Right, let's just wire it up quickly, and then everything should be good. There we go, a little bit of wiring, never hurt anybody, unless you're like covered in water, and then it's going to electrocute. Right, so all we got to do is plug this back in with a bit of, yep, all good, carbon, done, excellent, fantastic, and it's drilling, brilliant. That bit over there, I'll finish it off, it's fine, not a problem there. Next! Okay, next is, well, trying to figure out how I'm going to squeeze in power. First off, here's all my cables, I've got them all sorted under here. Now I've got to work out my power problem. Now the power problem I'm suffering for right now is the fact that I've only got one thing creating power, which is that little one station there, and everything's running off of it and it's not very good. So I've got to work that out at the same time. But it's nice to be able to put all of the cables underneath the foundation now and not have a massive problem. It just means it's all good. Alright, next thing on the agenda is to move my water creator. The reason why is because if I just move it one square to the left, as you're looking at it, then I can move in the conveyor belts, I can bring in more automation, and that's just something I've got to deal with as well. So I need to move the water tank, the piping, and the water creator, move the cabling one square to the left, and then everything fits in a little bit better in my brain, because OCD starts taking over when things aren't gridded properly. I really just want to add in a few more automated sort of like Astro collectors as well, and at the end of the day that's just what I need. I need more, obviously, so we can create more, so we can do more, so we can be more, so the station becomes more than it is. Alright, let's remove the cables. Cables are now underground down there, so we'll take that one out as well. Move this. Yeah, I'll take out this as well. I didn't really want to, but you know, it's just a little bit in the wrong place. So if we take that out, we can put that right about here. Right. Now, I need to put this facing, I need to get rid of that one for now. So we'll turn that one off. We need to put this in. So this is the water creator. And that looks about right. So if we place that here, then we can put the water tank behind it, cable it in, and put the conveyor belt into that side as well. So that's all good. Put the conveyor belt this way, then this way, and then turn that back on so it's all good. And there you go, look, ice is flowing back in, yay! Right, I need to put the water container itself right about where I'm standing. So I want to do like a grid of 9, but I don't know, no, I haven't got enough iron. I know we've got 4 left, but I want to do more, because more water, more better. Okay, got some iron from the old collector, so we're fine there. Let's upgrade the tank. We're going to put the water in as well, and we're going to put the electricity straight through the foundation. Brilliant, because now we can, and it makes my life so much easier. Alright, okay, cool. So there it is, done. Alright, smelter, we're going to sort this out as well. Alright, we haven't got anything in here, and as you can see, it's all a little bit depowered. I'm not sure how did ice get in here? It shouldn't be in here, because it doesn't belong in here. Very odd. Okay, cool. So we've sorted out our conveyors as well right here, so we're fine. And this means that everything's going to be filtering into here to create stuff. Now this is the way that I will create solar panels. We can't quite do gold yet, can we? So we need to go up a little level so we can do solar panels, so we can increase our power. That's what I'm aiming for. Excellent. Well, that seems to be a bit more better sorted out, and my drill is still going. I haven't got a problem over here. Brilliant. Okay, so next then. Well, I mean, everything's basically powered, and as you can see up there, if you use the scanner, you can sort of see things that you really shouldn't do, and that's the thing I want to aim for. I want to aim for that one up there because it's got quite a lot on it, and if it's got a lot on it, that means we can make more stuff and expand our wares. And the best part about expanding is that it just means everything's going to work better. That's what I'm really looking forward to now. I'm really looking forward to like making this raft even bigger than I did before. Right, power. This is my power problem. I only have one of these, so I need to put in 2 or 3, I think. The problem is the lab's in the way. I need to move the lab, so I need to move the conveyor belt, I need to move the power source because everything's underground now. So I need to take out the foundation here, and then we need to put in something here, and then we need to move this. Actually, I need to take this out first before I destroy it. I need to remove the lab and the conveyor belt, move the lab 1 square to the left, and then we'll wire it all back in, and then everything should be fine. Rotate, and there we go. Fantastic. Now we've got a tiny bit of extra space we can put these power plants in. If I get a few of these now, we should be okay. Alright, I think I need to remove these ones as well so I can actually feed them through. Anyways, right, that's just good for carbon. Need to change this as well. Alright, so that one's going to be feeding that one, and then we'll do another 50-50 split onto this. So basically the carbon will make its way down through the conveyor belt, and then it'll get to the point where it'll just start feeding everything. That's okay, and that's okay. Now I just need to power them up. So powering, oh yeah, I need to move the conveyor belt. Give me a second, and rotate, and then drill a big hole through the floor. Put my cable in here, and cable in here. Get underground, and then just wire it all up together. There we go, fantastic. Ah, brilliant. Okay, so they're all powered, they're all good. Power is restored to the grid. Fantastic. There we go. Excellent. Now I can turn all these back on. Yay. Hey. Now the only downside that I do have is that it's still not going up in like activity quite so much. More power is needed, but we'll do that as we go. Water's filling up nicely as well, which is good. Alright, okay, so solar energy. This is the next big thing that I need to do. The reason why I need solar is because, well, it doesn't cost any carbon. The only downside is it costs gold. So we need to get a hold of that as well. Chuck that in there. Put that in there. And, right, okay, cool. Still at 47%. Not great, but still slightly better than it was before. I think we were at like 4% before. So yeah, we're doing much better than we were before. Now, I'm thinking of putting my solar panel down the front of my raft. The main reason for it is because I've got to power all of this now. I definitely need more stuff. Right, let's have a look into this. So I got rid of the main platform. I didn't want to, but you know what? Aesthetic reasons, that had to go. Alright, so we now have solar. Brilliant. And now we can create gold. Yep, that stuff there, the gold wire. Hey! Alright, and now we've got some of this, we've got some of this, and we're going to put all this. We're going to put it into its rightful homes. And then we're making stuff. Golden wire! Hey! Alright, there we are. Golden wire. Oh, more golden wire. Fantastic. I'll take some. Okay, just going to let the golden wire pile up a little bit whilst we're waiting for it. We definitely need to make these. Solar panels are the way to go, and if we can get enough of them, then the carbon can go elsewhere and the solar panels can power the whole of this platform, and it's going to be good. It's all good for the environment, good for the galaxy, and good for me as well. I don't have to worry about feeding it with carbon. Right, okay, there we go. There's the golden wire. This is where I want my solar panels to be, just because right at the front it just means I can make like a nice big thing. You know, I might come up with some other plan for these later on, but we'll figure that out as we go. For now, I just need them to take over from the carbon stuff we're running. Right, that's where I want all of the solar panels to be, so all of them at the front. I'm not sure why, because it's not really facing the sun, but apparently it's all right, it's fine. Physics in gaming, it doesn't matter. 57%, excellent. And we've only added like 7, so that's not too shabby. I mean, they're only 1% each, I think. So we're running 30, 60, 90, about 97% of like energy. Well, 97 energy, not 97%. Now everything seems to be running a little bit faster, which is good. It means production's going up, which means we're making more stuff for the automation world of life. Yes? Brilliant. Okay, let's have a look at this. So I did put in the iron rods. Now I forgot about doing these, to be honest. So it's held me back a little bit in production. Now I've turned them on, everything works a little bit nicer. So we've had to sacrifice some of our carbon to actually go into this as well. Apart from that, it's not too bad. Now I need it all to loop into here. My water's coming along nicely. Okay, so in order to get the plates out of the storage container, I need to move the storage container a little bit to the right. So I need to add one more here. This should be about right. And then I need to empty this one and then move the conveyor belt along and then filter out the plates. That's all I need to do. So yeah, we need that. I think I'm just going to pick everything up for now, and then we'll just empty it as we go. That makes it a bit more sense in my eyes if I think about it. I may have to do a stoppy thing where I'm going to take out a conveyor belt and stop the belt and then back it up basically. But apart from that, we should be okay. So if I do this one here, yeah, if I remove this one now, okay, that should have been better, and that stops the whole conveyor belt system from running. Now if I empty all of this, which is what I need to do, if I empty this, remove this, yep, all good, make the conveyor belt but leave that square, don't touch that square, and then just run that into there. And then if I put another conveyor belt here and then run that up to the other end, we should be okay. The main reason why I'm doing this is so I can run the iron plates into this conveyor belt, which will run into my smelter, and then I can smelt the iron rods, which is what I do need to do. So I need to do a little bit of like logic-y stuff here just to make it work a little bit better. So if I turn this way, yes. Oh yeah, no, we'll do a splitter. Yes, if we do a splitter, then I can still keep some of it myself and just be a bit greedy on the side. So if we highlight that one, change the ratio from this to 50-50 split, and then we should be okay. And then if I reconnect that conveyor belt, then the iron plates should go through this. I get one, storage gets one. I get one, smelter gets one, storage container gets one. And then we can keep ourselves going from there. It basically means if I need the iron plates later on, then I can just filter them in and be happy. It doesn't really matter. Hopefully at that point, I'll be creating loads of them and then everything will just be better. Oh, I've got to redo that corner. Have I done it up here? I've done it up here. That's okay. Right, so all that should filter into the smelter, and then we should be able to create the iron rods. Check that out. That's how we do it. Yeah. So those iron rods should go around that whole circuit, come back here, and then go into storage. Worst comes to worst is they end up in one of these places. I'll find them later. But on the plus side, it means that if they end up in the storage and I need them for later, I know where they're going to be. So that's a good thing. I think damn it, they're ending up in here. Okay, I'm going to need to create a bypass. So let me just take this out. Let me change this, and this to go that way. And then the iron rods bypass and we're all good. Fantastic, 2 thumbs up. Yay! Right, okay, so the iron rods should make their way down this conveyor belt now, all the way over to storage and where they will store. As you can see, it looks good. Right, okay, cool, fantastic, we're nearly done. Nearly done. Right, I think we've almost done everything when it comes to automation. I think I've got like 1 or 2 little things to do, but that's like later on as well. Now, what I need to do is I need to figure out how to get up there. I need jets and I need propulsion for that, and that's my next call. Alright, so I had a little bit of an epiphany in my head and I need to go and sort this out as well. I basically want to make my ship a little bit like the Starship Enterprise because it looks cool. So I put up these massive things at the back over my actual automated sections. We're running off of 3 of these now. It seems to be working quite nicely, which is good. And everything seems to be working okay. I added a few more solar panels to take the brunt, and now we're running a little bit better. 69% across the board. I still haven't got around to getting rid of that drill yet. Damn it. Okay, so one thing that I wanted to do with the automated thing was I wanted to move them all. Now the reason why I want to move them up is because it gives me a little bit of space underneath as well. So if I can move these up to here, then I can create a bigger conveyor belt system and get all the elements away from that ground floor. The reason why is because the ground floor is I want to be bringing in like people at some point, and if I bring in people, then they're going to want a place to live. If I can bring them in down there, then they can have their own little house and their huts and everything else, and that just means that I can turn that bit down there into a habitat for all the other people, and then up here will just be the conveyor belts and stuff for the automated machines, and basically just making stuff a little bit more readily available for space. I might have to bring in one more conveyor belt than what I have, but we'll see how time goes on. If it creates a traffic jam, it creates a traffic jam. I haven't got a problem with it, but if it does create a problem, then I may have to extend out the conveyor belts to leave some of the issues, or maybe update the smelters and see if we can get 1 or 2 running instead of just like 1 taking in as much as it can. This is where it all should flow straight down here, and it should be okay. Now it is more enterprisey I say that, it's just the upper layers. If you ever look at the USS Enterprise and just see the big things about the engines and they're on a different layer, that's sort of the inspiration for that. Okay, cool. So that's the plan. And if I can follow through with this plan, we should be okay. My water's filling up nicely as well, which is good. And that's the hydrogen side of things, and I've got to be doing that soon actually, because we're going to need hydrogen to use for the rockets, and then we're going to run all our conveyor belts through here. I think it's slowly working its way out. I haven't done the whole upper deck thing before, and it's just something I want to focus on. In here we're running all of this stuff now. We've now got iron rods coming in, which is fantastic. It just means it's there. It just means it's all in one place and I don't have to worry about it. I need to get rid of this now. This has no meaning over here. The drill finished, as you know. I've got to clean it up myself. I need just to get rid of it all and basically put it back into storage until I need it again for another planetoid. Or if we move to a bigger planetoid or a big place, then we'll probably need it there as well. So that's all good. Right. Next over here on the manufacturing side of things, we're now working on to steel screws. I need steel screws now, so I need to start making steel screws. So we need to put our rods into this place. And the problem with this is I'm making one rod or two rods every now and then. So if I change the splitter that comes on here, we take one, plant takes one. We take one, plant takes one. And that's how I'm evening things up. So if I click this, some iron rods will go into number 4 here. And then we can make some steel gears, or steel screws, sorry. And then the steel screws come out and they will go into here. Now, what I do need to do is I then need to put this here. The reason why I need to put this here is because I want some steel screws as well. Just in case I have to make something, then the steel screws can go off and go into my storage container, which means I keep some, plant gets some, I keep some. And now we can do this. Steel gears, well, steel screws turns into steel gears. So if we do this... Yeah, you're sort of getting the gist of what I'm doing here, right? One takes one, I take one. Actually, I shouldn't do. I'll have to figure that one out. I think I've boned up on that, but I'll figure it out at some point. Iron rods are still coming around the back, which is good, and all the other spillage comes off that back end as well, so that's all good. And then we just end up with stuff in here, and it's just where it should be. Well, I've got lots and lots of bits and pieces to do now. I'm just going to tidy up all the automation, make sure that everything's being created, and just really sort of like getting down into the end of this section. I mean, the next section for me is aiming for that planetoid above me, so I do need to create the engines. But yeah, next on the agenda is the hydrogen stuff that I'm going to have to get off from the water tank. I'm going to have to create that plant as well, and we're just going to have to create some fuel. Then we can create the engines, then we can go a bit further. But until then, I'm sort of basically in that sort of, I'm building up to the next section, which is where I do need to go. As you can see, the gears are coming out, everything's coming out, it's hitting the central storage, I'm all good. And I think at this point, I just need to sort of work a little bit and then come back and show you. So if you have enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like, subscribe and notification button below for all other updates. I will definitely be back here with another video because I want to show you the advancements. I want to show you us going to the next planetoid to make this even better than it was before, because in fairness, this version of the game is better than the beta because it's just better. Alright, hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. I'll catch you later. I want to say peace out, have fun, enjoy everything you guys do. Bye bye for now.